This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Do you play FanDuel and feel like you aren't creating consistent money-making lineups? Go over to the DFS Doctors on Twitter at the DFS Doctors and DM them with promo code Detroit Sports to get a free trial for their analytically formulated 70% lifetime profit rate NFL and NBA lineups. The whole purpose of playing daily fantasy sports is to get out there and compete and give yourself a chance to win. So go over to the DFS Doctors. Let them help you. They have analysts on staff that look at the best optimal lineup that you can put out there to win money. So why not take advantage? At the DFS Doctors, promo code Detroit Sports.
CBD is a game changer sweeping the nation. This hemp extract is the natural way to elevate your mood, eliminate aches and pains, reduce anxiety, and keep you sleeping all night long. It can even cut your workout recovery time in half. Get in the game today with 20% off all orders of CBD and lavender products from Lavender Lane, a lavender farm located right here in Milan, Michigan. Just go to lavenderlanemi.com today and enter coupon code Detroit for 20% off your entire order. Guys, look, these amazing products are infused with calming lavender to maximize their effectiveness, meaning your CBD items only take minutes to take effect, which is way quicker than those pills you were about to swallow. On top of it, they are perfect for men and women. Lavender Lane has lab-tested CBD creams, tinctures, and roll-ons that are perfect for any situation, even if you're on the go. Put your health back in your hands by heading over to lavenderlanemi.com and entering coupon code Detroit for 20% off your entire order of CBD and lavender products. What do you have to lose? Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. So if you need lavender gifts for your loved ones or just looking for the natural way to ease your discomfort with CBD, go to lavenderlanemi.com and use coupon code Detroit to unlock these miraculous benefits of CBD and lavender. That's lavenderlanemi.com. And remember, use coupon code DETROIT for 20% off your CBD and lavender products from Michigan's own Lavender Lane.
What's up? It's the Monday mashup on Detroit Sports Podcast. We're figuring out our recorder.
We'll get there.
It's the time of no sports. Everything is... It's so weird on TV because you go to any TV news station, any cable news station, any network news station, and the world is ending. And then you go to ESPN, and the Titans place a franchise tag on Derrick Henry.
And there's a lot of people that need that right now. Myself,
definitely.
Greenberg said on Get Up this morning, like if you turned on ESPN this morning, it's because you don't want to hear about everything else. So we'll try our best, and I appreciate it because it's so bleak to listen.
I
to
saw that,
else.
and admittedly, I despise Mike Greenberg. I don't think he's the most talented guy in the world.
I just loved him so much more as a radio host.
Yeah, he was good on Mike and Mike, and now
I woke up with them.
Get Up, he's just this hot take artist. He's just like...
That's what Get Up is. That's all Get Up is.
But it was a rare moment where it was good, because this morning, I'll be honest, I woke up and I turned on CNN, and I saw immediately Dow Jones down 8%, halt trading again. And I'm like, $1.5 trillion buyout, and all this help for the banks, and what do you know? They just fucked it up again. And I started getting existential. I tried playing Call of Duty, and I'm like, I'm not feeling this at all either. And then I turn on ESPN, and there's some semblance of normalcy with Mike Greenberg saying, "We know why you're here. We'll do our best." And Cowboys place franchise tag on Dak Prescott.
Did they?
Titans place franchise tag on Derrick Henry. And then I find that the world, even as fucked up as the world is now, it's not devoid of comedy, because the Vikings extended Kirk Cousins for 2 years.
There we go. I mean, thinking, just to take a break, how are you going to give Ryan Tannehill $120 million in franchise tag Derrick Henry?
I got that news yesterday, and I'm like... Still. I know we're in a weird spot, but I never thought it would get to this.
Can I fire off an anti-Ryan Tannehill tweet in times like these? I don't think I can. So I just didn't. But I was
stunned. It's incredible to think we live in a world where Ryan Tannehill is going to make $116 million. $116 million. They got him for $1.6 million this year.
In what world should Ryan Tannehill's third contract be like this? How does that work?
One thing that is interesting, if the Titans, they weren't interested in Tom Brady at all, and then they gave Ryan Tannehill $116 million, maybe other teams just really don't think Tom Brady's that good. Maybe it's just Mark Davis, we'll pay you whatever because we know it'll put asses in seats in a stadium that they're now probably going to play without fans. And The Patriots are like, we'll keep you because you're our hero. And that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's good. Like, I don't think he's bad.
Well, Max Kellerman went on a weird rant that I actually kind of agreed with this morning, where he was like, Tom Brady, I think you're seeing is no longer elite, and other teams no longer view him as elite. He's just pretty good.
Pretty good is,
pretty good.
Yeah.
But is pretty good worth $90 million for 3 years as a 42-year-old?
Is he really gonna play 3 more years?
Would you put it past him?
No. I definitely would not put him past him. But it just seems like 3 years, like 45 in the NFL, 45 in the NBA is absurd.
The reality for us is, and it's weird because like right now we would usually be talking about the NBA playoff matchups, playoff previews, things like that, and NFL offseason right now anyway, while we're ramping up for the draft and free agency just opened.
Yeah, the league calendar was today at 4, right?
Yeah, we would take a back seat for NFL and be heavy on NBA, but there's nothing for NBA. No. We would be talking Selection Sunday results, right. Michigan State's bracket placement, Michigan's bracket placement. We don't have either of those things. No. And we won't get March Madness at all in any capacity. The NBA at least will come back in some form, we think.
I'm really interested to see how it comes back. We can talk about that for a second.
Do you think there will be a regular season?
I can't imagine why there would be. Like, I think if you want to just say we need everybody to have played 70 games, because I think teams are at most 6 or 7 games away from that. If you just want to bring everybody back and say like everybody's got to play 70 games, so at least we have that semblance of everybody played the same and we have a playoff field after 70, I'd understand. Or even if teams are at if there are some teams at 66 now and some that aren't, because that's what they played in the lockout season was 66, right?
Yeah.
So if you have that and you can just get everybody to 66 and then start the playoffs right away. Spencer Dinwiddie had a really awesome Twitter thread that was kind of like an interesting idea, but I think he thought they were coming back at the end of April, not at the end of June. So his idea was I'll read it. It was they play a 16-team playoff, so they're losing roughly 18 games. This was if it came back at the end of April.
Sure.
So current viewers have said they wait for it to get exciting playoff time, and we see the reception of March Madness. We could do a 5-game tune-up and just jump straight to a March Madness best-of-7 winner-take-all every team tournament. Not bound by conference, but all 1 through 30 seeded, just getting it to a bracket style, every game nationally televised. So you would have a neutral site play-in game, since 30 isn't an even, in like a football arena, so you could recoup some of that revenue and get 800,000 people into an arena to watch a basketball game, play those games out, get it to 24, play that Elite 8 out, and get it to the 16 teams, basically.
And then you do the best-of-7 tournament?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And it'd be all seeded, not by conference.
That would be sick.
If they had come back in April, that would be incredible. But
it would be awesome, but it would kind of who would watch the Bucks-Warriors game?
Well, that's the thing, is you would take those seeds.
Actually, if Klay Thompson comes back to play in it,
right? But
I would.
Even then, they wouldn't play. Theoretically, you would have the basically 16 through 30 seeded.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the other teams would get buys, and you would get into eventually probably
gotcha.
A first round matchup of Sacramento and or Memphis and or whoever against Milwaukee.
If people are hearing me kind of have nose drippage, by the way, my allergies are whipping my ass. Yeah. Really tough time to have allergies kick your ass, because I'm checking my temperature every 3 hours out of paranoid dread.
I've been pounding the vitamin C.
Yeah, dude, I've been taking every supplement I can possibly find, allergy meds. I'm going to overdose on Claritin. But no, I am really interested to see what the NBA, what form it takes, if there will be a regular season. Which I kind of doubt.
Yeah,
I kind of think they're just going to take the seeding that they have and play a playoffs.
If they came back in April, if they did the 30 days reassess and everything was okay to play without fans, then maybe I could see them having 10-game regular season left just to tune up. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're not coming back till June is what they basically have said is a reality.
I think it would be in their best interest. And maybe if you do this, and I think teams would not be happy, but if you do come back and go, we are going to have a 2-week regular season for teams to get back in the swing of things, for people to get their legs under them, Maybe you just do a 16 playoff and give the top 2 seeds in each conference a bye.
Could work.
Just cut the playoffs in half.
Yeah.
Or do the first 2 rounds are best of 5 instead of best of 7 just for this year.
That anyways.
Right. Like, I agree. I think if you really are hunting for silver linings, because right now we have no idea what this will look like. There is a very strong chance that this will fundamentally alter the NBA schedule going forward, where the season will start on Christmas Day and end in August every single year, which is ideal.
I'm hesitant to say blessing in disguise for obvious reasons, but it would be, I think, beneficial to them in the long haul to push it back, even if it's not Christmas, even if you push it back till, it starts the Monday after Thanksgiving or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just pushing it back to where you have playoff basketball instead of April, May, and the beginning of June to May, June, and the beginning of July, or June, July, and the beginning of August.
And I've always believed it starts too early because if you, like, empirically, October games are not highly rated. No. They're not well watched. November games, they're not well watched. Even doing radio, I've been asked, are you seriously watching November basketball? And I'm like, yes, I love this sport.
I'm watching it, but yeah.
I'm one of the lunatics.
Yes.
And that's, like, I think if you start on Christmas, you're going to end up with people will watch opening night like crazy on
Absolutely.
Christmas Day. People will watch games on December 26th. People will, like, they're on vacation. They don't have anything in the way of watching them.
Right.
And then you come back and it's like you're 10 games into the season, but your ratings are skyrocketing because football's done. Mm-hmm. College football's done.
Like, the only thing you're going up against is bowl games, and I feel like it's the beginning of the year. You can schedule around that. Like, the big time, like, just don't put games the night of the college football playoff. Because guess what? The rest of the bowl games, people don't really care about that much anymore.
Ooh, a little bit of breaking news. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now the betting favorite to sign Tom Brady.
But Vegas is shut down.
Odds Shark overseas is going to do stuff. Odds Shark has the Bucks minus 150 and the Patriots plus 110. That's probably it. He's probably a Buccaneer.
Why?
They have weapons. You get Mike Evans. You get.
Yes, but like they don't have a line, and you got to live in Tampa, which I guess no state income tax, and it I don't know. Giselle wants to go to Tampa. They'll live in St. Pete.
Yeah, they will. But
I mean, okay, good for him. I don't think it's gonna happen. I feel like Tampa would just.
I can see it.
Really?
Yeah. You get Bruce Arians.
They have to change the uniforms then, because he can't wear those. I won't stand for that. Those are disgusting. I won't see Tom Brady in those. That awful brown and
Doesn't
orange.
it feel like this is literally Joe Montana going to Kansas City? Where it's like, why are you leaving a dynasty to go to Kansas City? Now we're going to do the same thing with Brady. Why are you leaving a dynasty, the greatest dynasty in the history of sports, to go to Tampa Bay?
I get it if he goes to Las Vegas. It's a splash, it's huge, it's big lights, his wife would be comfortable there, like it's weather, it's income tax just like Florida, and you have John Gruden, who is, for whatever you want to say about the guy, he's a Super Bowl winning coach, and he's probably someone who speaks Tom Brady's language. They don't have the weapons like a Mike Evans, but who's Tampa's running back? Yeah, exactly. Shoulder shrug. I have no idea. What I don't know their line. I don't know anything about Tampa other than Mike Evans, and Godwin. Is that enough? And Arians, but come on.
Do they still have Breland? Not Breland. What's his name? What the fuck's his name? I had him on my fantasy team last year.
I don't know. I don't know. My knowledge of the Tampa Bay roster is not super.
Rashad Perryman. That's
Rashad Perryman. Yeah, I'm not well versed.
They'll be all right. I mean, they have weapons. You have a good tight end. They have options. Like that's a team where offensively it makes sense, and you get to be with another genius head coach.
Yeah, especially offensively. Bruce Arians. I mean, if he wants to sling it, right? Because that's what Bruce Arians does.
Yeah,
he's gonna let it fly. So if he wants to sling it, he doesn't want to have the ball coached out of his hands, which I don't think was happening, but in a sense he may have felt like that, I guess. Then yeah, I guess Tampa makes sense, but I don't know. I wouldn't go to Tampa if I were Tom Brady. That's all I can say.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it was always a chance personnel wise because they have the pieces in place. I just dismissed it because of market
Uniforms. Seriously, I'm stuck on it, but I cannot picture it because those are so ghastly. Those might be the worst in the NFL uniform wise. Seattle has to deal with the lime green, but that's a battle they chose. Tampa just decided.
Also, they made it look good.
Tampa just decided we're going to throw this orange piping onto our brown and red uniforms, and it's going to look horrible, and our numbers are going to look like Wingdings font.
Yeah, those white lines in the numbers.
And
it's
I'm
like,
okay.
I don't want Brady wearing that shit.
I can't picture Tom Brady in those awful uniforms. Those are Jameis' uniforms.
Wow, this is 2020 fucking sucks, dude.
This blows.
we have lost Kobe. Whatever the hell February was, I don't even remember it. It feels like a decade ago. Now we're dealing with a fucking plague, and Tom Brady is going to wear those horrible uniforms in Tampa Bay.
David Stern.
No NBA. Yeah, David Stern. No NBA, no March Madness. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker got released early. This is horrible. Yeah. It won't stop.
We're not getting the Masters.
Fuck.
Though I gotta say, like, Masters in September, I think that'd be kind of cool. I'd be there for that. Leaves
Labor Day
colors.
weekend?
Yeah, leaves changing colors at Augusta National.
Labor Day weekend, man. Oh, boy. You know, now, like, there is silver linings because we will have these things again. It just sucks now.
2020 is a tough year so far.
Bengals place a franchise tag on A.J. Green. The NFL really doesn't stop. No. If you're, like, root for radio in this... Thank God the NFL is still going, because otherwise we would be absolutely screwed.
No idea what we.
How are you going to spend the next week without sports?
Week. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm planning. Like, how am I going to do this week? And then I go, I'm going to have at least 7 more after this.
Like, I don't know how much people know about me that listen to this, but like when I go home from work on a day, I already don't go out. Like, I'm not a very social person.
Well, and that's where I was like, people are like, how am I going to spend my time? I can't go out. I can't hang out with friends. I'm like, I was built for this life.
The quarantine aspect of life, I'm totally good with that. If they were playing games with no spectators, my life would barely change. Like, everything would just be fine. But, like, I stay at home because they're playing all these games and there's something for me to watch, and I can just sit there and watch games.
Being a shut-in without sports sucks.
I don't know what the hell to do. Like, I can't, like, the video games I play are all sports video games, and I can't bring myself to play them right now.
I've been playing Call of Duty. I haven't touched 2K or Madden. I don't know that I can.
I can't play 2K right now. I tried. Like, last week, I tried, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. Like, Thursday, I was like, I think I'll play some 2K today. I'm like, no, I can't do it.
I saw there was a Bleacher Report betting tweet where a group of guys put the demo mode on 2K and simulated games, and they were betting on it.
That's awesome. Oh God!
You got to find ways, right?
You can't have a spread.
I made a DraftKings lineup for the presidential debate last night.
I watched part of the presidential debate last night. That's how, but like, I stay so far away from politics. I watched part of the presidential debate. That's how bad it got for me.
I've been starved for like genuine original content, and there's nothing for sports, man. Like, the NFL is keeping us afloat.
It would be like, especially if they're moving everything back and the NBA is going into June, it would just be awesome if ESPN was like, here's the Bulls doc. Like, you guys can have it.
Seriously, like, please.
I would love that.
Well, and
even if it's only on Disney Plus. I tell you what, ESPN, you do that, I'll buy Disney Plus. I don't have it. Drop the Bulls doc, I'll buy Disney Plus.
I've been asked by a number of people, what is your plan for sports content? What are you going to do while sports are off? But at least you're not ESPN. At least you don't have it as tough as them. And I'm like,
God, way tougher than them. They got a backlog full of shit
they can bring. They can run 30 for 30 12 hours a day. They're fine, bro. They can put top-notch produced content. They can put old games. Yeah. They can pull whatever they want.
Anything.
And play it, and they will at least make money because people got to watch something.
Yeah. Like, you think they can't throw up like a rewind of the best college football games of the year? Just like a condensed 2-hour version of each game for a week? They'll come up with shit. They've got all that content they can just go back on. Like, I go up, start a new job today with you. What the hell we're going to talk about?
No, I have no idea. One thing I have noticed, the timeline has been remarkably united on Twitter. I'm seeing things I've never seen before. Like, A Few Good Men is on AMC, 20 minutes in, go. And I'm like, holy shit, where are we at right now? Because it should be Zion and Luka are going at each other's throats, and instead we've got...
Did you order the code red?
Right. It's just so remarkable. Like, it's unprecedented.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, now every time news comes in, what would you give for any amount of good news? I open Twitter and I refresh the timeline. More bad news.
Like, the thing is, I don't know what I would give for any level of good news. I will just say that, like, the bar for good news right now is so low. Like, you could tell me, like, hey, I just found $1, and I would be like, that is the best fucking thing I've heard all day. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
if Woj came out and said the definitive start date is June 15th, I'd be like, fuck yeah, we got a start date. Even if it's super far away, I wouldn't care. Like, any modicum of good news would be so welcomed.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. The threshold is like, this morning I got the alert that Gretchen Whitmer, governor in Michigan, was shutting down all dine-in operations.
Yeah, everywhere they did that. New York,
And
Chicago.
I viewed that as good news because I was like, well, at least now I don't have to hear about people running out and going to bars and packing crowded areas like a bunch of dipshits. I can actually, like, that's good news that we're closing everything. But then it displaces so many workers, and I can't imagine what some people are going through right now.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, we could take a quick tangent to be, if we need someone to be mad at, let's be mad at, like, Gail Benson. I'll be mad.
Oh,
at
yeah,
Gail
we
Benson.
should talk about that because, like, how do you fucking show your face in public?
Dude,
the
how do you-
19-year-old
the
kid on a
statement.
rookie scale contract has to pay your employees.
Like, even, like, the people like Wes Edens and Mark Lazary in Milwaukee, they should be mildly embarrassed that they're like, we'll just match our players' donations. It's like, yo, you pay your players. Everybody
Right.
knows how much money you have.
Right.
Like, Gail Benson didn't even take that far. She was like, oh, it's complicated because we're just a tenant. Yo, shut up.
Right.
You're the
Right.
tenant.
No,
You're
that was
the
so-
tenant.
When the news broke, and then people were like, wow, Gail Benson should be embarrassed that she's not the one
Hell
starting
yeah.
this. And she should. Like, props to Zion.
Yeah.
It's an awesome move.
But he's a 19-year-old kid.
And also, imagine what he could have done if he decided, like, if Gail Benson goes, we're going to take care of everybody that works at our games and works at Smoothie King. We'll take care of it. Zion could go, all right, well, then I'm going to donate to impoverished communities in New Orleans that are
I'll
going to
do
be
like
displaced and
Steph
impacted
and
by
Aisha
this.
did meals for kids.
Yeah,
That's
Zion
great.
doesn't have to pay their employees.
Because the Warriors are handling that, so Steph and Aisha could say, "We'll give me." I think Steph did $100,000 for the Warriors employees too.
Yeah, and instead we've got Gail Benson releasing a statement after Zion did this, and you go, well, at least they're going to do something, and you read through it, and we've discussed what we can do, but because we're just a tenant, it's very complicated in how we can. No, just even if you're just a tenant, give $1 million to the operator who pays the people.
it doesn't matter if you don't even like work there. Like, you have billions of dollars, and these people who help you get those billions have nothing right now.
It's the same thing for, and I don't know if you saw this, but Delaware North, which runs concessions at Little Caesars Arena and Comerica Park, is worth $3 billion. They told their employees who work at those places, file for unemployment.
I saw Illich say the Illich Holdings did something, and Blake gave $100,000, and but that's deplorable. Like,
Yeah. If you're a multi-billion-dollar company and you can't take care of your employees during this, that's disgusting.
it's terrible. Like, come on, that's easy too. Like, it's not. Nobody's asking you to put $100 million in an account just to be safe, but like. It's the same thing with like Dolan. Like, just your team alone is
Right.
worth $5 billion. Let alone the media company you
Right.
own and all these other things. Like, you can't throw $10 million into an account. What do you care? You got $10 million in cash. Easy.
It's like, and I don't want to take anything away from Blake Griffin or Kevin Love or Giannis
Good on
or
you. Good on you.
Zion or Steph. It's an awesome move for them.
Great gesture.
But
They shouldn't have to.
I mean, it is embarrassingly clear that they feel more connected to working class Americans than they do to the owners who sign their checks.
Yes, of course. I mean, it's the equivalent of me being like, here's $10. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody right now was like, God, I really need the $10. Okay, you're fine. Like, that's what that is to those people.
Right.
It's like, here's $10. You can't give them $10. Like, Jesus, what are we doing?
It's just, it seems so easy.
Yeah.
And it just isn't getting done. It's like, I'm going to sneeze again. This is absolutely absurd, these allergies. It's like driving me into a panic. But it is just, it's wild that you would think like when times like this, people would actually realize it's time to stick up for one another.
Yeah.
But then you see people going out en masse on St. Patty's Day to celebrate
Turn a
at a
disease
bar.
into a political thing is what these people are doing. They're like, no, it's just the liberals who think it's bad, and the conservatives think it's like, yo, this is a disease. It doesn't have a political party.
Right.
It's a virus.
Well, that's the other side of it too. Is people go, it's disgusting that you'll politicize this disease, because people are going, we need someone in government who is interested in giving health care to poor people. And they go, why would you politicize this disease? And you go, well, that aspect of it actually is fucking political.
Yeah.
Like, we actually do need to talk about that to some extent. There is no politicizing that part of it. You can't politicize healthcare. It is political.
Exactly. And we're to the point where we have a Chinese billionaire donating 500,000 masks, I think, or something like that. And like whatever, like we can't get somebody here to help.
Right.
Why is this guy sending stuff to America? Why is South Korea having drive-through tests?
And we don't have them.
And like they're free for them.
Well, and that's where it's so insane, because and rightfully you condemn the awful things that the Chinese government has done. You condemn the awful things the Cuban government has done. And we condemn all these countries unilaterally, Russia, everybody. And you go, we can't be like them. But then you flat out ignore how well they've responded to this and actually ensured that the people who live in their country are going to remain healthy and tested. And you go, well, no, we can't do what they're doing. They're authoritarian and dictatorships, and they're dude, they're helping their people, though.
Like,
China shut their fucking country down for 30 days and sterilized the streets. We got people going to St. Patty's Day for bars.
The CBA, not to criticize the NBA. In a sense, they handled it as well as they could, but in another sense, it's like, why the hell did Sacramento and New Orleans ever think they were going to tip? But either way, the CBA is back. Like, they're bringing people back now. They spent 8 weeks off. They're coming back. The NBA is going to spend more than 8 weeks off, more than likely, right? Like, we didn't have as good a response as the Chinese Basketball Association. Like, really? We're bringing up the rear to them?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't sit right with anybody.
Yeah. It's... Then you got the NFL CBA that players are pissed at.
Yeah.
You know, Snacks Harrison is like, you really sold the future for some weed.
Right. He's far from the only one. It's an interesting situation. Ooh, Rick Wagner to the Packers. That hurts.
Oh, that does hurt.
That's a tough one. But yeah, that's...
So, we're not going to spend a ton of time today. This is probably about what we've got. But I do want to say, we're going to struggle to figure out what the hell we're going to talk about. So if there are things you want us to talk about, if there are things that you'd like to hear from us, just tweet at us at Norling Shea.
Kevman Can't Jump.
Yeah, Kevman Can't
All
Jump.
one
So
word.
just, hit us up. Let us know what you want to hear. I don't know what the hell we're going to... I might start a Twitch stream. I'm going to need to find ways to give content so bad.
Maybe we get people to come on. We do guests or something. I have no idea.
We need something, but
Yeah.
it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be an interesting 8 weeks, but we will be here throughout.
You'll get us on Mondays.
So with that, we'll figure stuff out, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Stay safe.
Yeah, wash your hands.